Right, okay, we are meeting after, I think, 2 weeks. Okay, let me first wish you all a very happy new year. And we have, I think, in 2 weeks. So, is there any newcomer? Is there anyone who did not attend for both the sessions we had previously? Anyone else? Right. Okay, then we were discussing about introduction part. The first we will be trying to identify what marketing is, some of the basic concepts related to marketing. Secondly, we studied about or we discussed the marketing philosophies. Right? So, what are the different philosophies that we discussed last week? If you can remember. What are those? Yes. What are the philosophies we discussed? Sorry. Yes, production concept. Sorry. Product concept. What else? Sorry. Selling concept. Marketing concept. Yes. Before that, we discussed marketing, society marketing, and final policy. So, which means we have covered 6 philosophies that business organizations can adopt for their uh, operational practices. Some of those different philosophies we have discussed. So, if you can remember what are the philosophies which are concerned about what are the different philosophies which are concerned about consumers' needs and wants. Does all the philosophies consider about consumers' needs and wants? What are the philosophies which consider the consumer's needs and wants? Correct? Is marketing. What else? Sorry. Marketing philosophy. What else? Holistic marketing is what else? Societal marketing philosophy. That's not something difficult. It's very much easy. The first three philosophy, the production, product, and selling do not consider what consumers needs and wants. The rest of the philosophies do consider or they do try to satisfy the consumer's needs and wants while achieving the organization's goals and achievements. But still, current practice or in the contemporary business world, we can see organizations which are practicing all these philosophies. Right? Depending on the context, sometimes depending on the product, right? Depending on where they are operating, some organizations might be following the different philosophies. Okay, then that is what we discussed last week. Then can't switch off these lights. What is the suggesting? And this would be ideal. Uh, Now today we will be discussing about this marketing environment, right? So before we end the session, I would like to ask a simple question: why should businesses need to analyze their marketing environment? Why should? Or if they should not? There can be only two answers. Either they should or should not. Should. If they should, why? Yes, they should. Why businesses need to analyze their environment? Sorry? Yes, one thing would be to forecast. Yes. Yes. Let's say to know what is happening in the environment right now. Yes, to identify different competitors. Because for an organization, there can be existing competitors as well as there may be some potential or future competitors who might be coming to compete with us, right? And also, this environment is changing day by day. This is like rapidly changing. Just forget about this business context. Just think of a situation or a context where you are going to build a house. Let's say you are going to build a house in your newly bought land, right? So just think of to what extent we are analyzing the background, maybe who is surrounding us, and what are the accesses we have, what are the different facilities we have, right? Whether we have banking, hospitals, school facilities, and we do consider all those things when we are going to build the house. The same thing is applied when it comes to an organization. So these organizations may not be considering whether they have hospitals or schools or what else. So they might be considering about the other things which are important for them, like their competitors, how the technology is changing, what are the different rules and regulations changing, right? Then how the suppliers are behaving, but likewise, there are so many factors that organizations need to know when they are operating in this environment. Right? So that is why any organization need to analyze the environment that they exist. Right? So these are the learning outcomes. Right? So this is what simply the marketing environment is. The actors and forces outside marketing and that affect marketing management's ability to build and maintain successful relationships with target customers. So in marketing, our ultimate objective is to build and maintain successful or else good or else healthy relationships with our target market. Right? That is what we have been discussing so far since our very first day. Right? We always try to maintain good relationships with our customers or else with our target market. So there can be some factors which hinder or which affect for us to maintain such relationships with our customers, right? That all those factors affecting. Sorry? This one is in the uploaded. The previous one, I will upload this after finishing the session. So there can be different factors which are affecting, right, for us to maintain good relationships. Right? So as a business, we need to understand all those factors and we need to analyze how those factors are changing. As I told you, the technology, the culture, the social factors, our suppliers, government, different rules and regulations. There can be many more things. And when it comes to this marketing environment, this is why it is important for us to analyze this. Once thing the marketing landscape constantly evolves, this is changing constantly, and analysis keeps you informed about changes in technology, regulations, and consumer behavior. Right. And the other thing is this helps you to identify and capitalize on emerging trends before they become mainstream. If we can identify the emerging trends in the marketplace before competitors are identified those, it will definitely add a benefits for us. I will take one simple example before going for the explanation. Just see what happened with taxi industry in Sri Lanka. Let's say this 5 years ago we had no option. 5 to 6 years ago we had no option to reserve a taxi on land. Right? If we needed to go somewhere, sometimes we had to reserve a vehicle 2 3 days before, right? That is how it was in the past before this online taxi booking opportunity came to this market. So the different companies like Uber, Nikki identified this need of the consumers and they came up with nice solutions for the facility industry use. So now when we need to go somewhere, because when we need to go anywhere, we can just take our mobile phone and reserve or book a taxi. Right? Very easy. But those days, this taxi industry or this taxi market was dominated by a few players like Kangaroo Cabs and there are like a different a few players who were dominating this taxi industry. But now with this technology came into the market and new companies are introducing the new solutions for the customers. The companies which did not capitalize those technologies, right, had to give away the competition in the market. Like what happened to Kangaroo. You all are aware of this Kangaroo Cabs now. Though they are existing in the market, they are not performing well like other taxi services, taxi service points in the country. That is because they did not capture, they did not utilize the emerging trends that they had to capture in the marketplace. Right? So therefore, if we analyze in this environment well, we can really capture these trends before our competitors are going to capitalize those trends. environment के लिए मतलब करने का ये जो है ना ये अगर मैं ट्रेंड्स कैपिटलाइज करना अपने बोला we can come up with good market opportunities where we can perform better than our competitors. Then this allows us to anticipate and respond to the dynamic environment and identify strategic windows. That is again, this allows us to perform better than our competitors. So because of these reasons, analyzing about the environment is very much important. So when it comes to this environmental analysis, there can be different methods or there can be different ways of how we can analyze this environment. There can be different ways. One way of this analyzing could be the internal external environment, right? Which you can see in the left side, that is internal and external environment. Under the internal environment, we have internal stakeholders, and in the external environment, we have external stakeholders in the process. And there is another way, another approach which we can use to analyze this marketing environment. That is based on the micro and macro environment, right? Micro and macro environment. So in the micro environment, we are categorizing using internal and external stakeholders, and the macro environment using the process, right? So these are just approaches, right? But though there are two approaches here, both these approaches do the same analysis. Just see the low level. You can see internal stakeholders. So the same thing can be seen in the other approaches too. Then external stakeholders and process. Everything is same, right? So that for our analysis, what we will be discussing is this micro and macro environment part, right? We won't be discussing this one, this model. We will be discussing only this micro and macro environment, but still we cover the same thing, right? So are you clear so far? Why we should analyze this environment and the different approaches that we can use to analyze this environment. Right. So this is a micro environment, right? I told you we will be using the micro and macro environmental analysis. The micro environment These are the factors across the company that affect its ability to serve its customers, the company, suppliers, marketing intermediaries, customer markets, competitors, and partners. Right? So these are the microenvironment, and these are very much close to the company. These microenvironmental actors are very much close to the company. Right? So that is how you need to differentiate those two things, the micro and macro environment. Here the micro one, we have internal, external, in the macro we have forces. I will tell you why these things are called forces. And the micro environment is very much close to the company compared to the macro environment. Right? In the micro environment, we have these companies, suppliers, customers, marketing intermediaries, customer markets, competitors, and partners. So, by doing our microenvironmental analysis, we can identify the behavior of these different actors. Right? Because all these actors are very much important for our organization. Let's say, as an example, if customers' preferences are changing, right? So, we need to do our changes as well. We need to sometimes change our marketing practices, sometimes we might have to change our product, right? And let's say our suppliers are changing, right? Or else our suppliers are very much powerful in terms of their capacity, in terms of price deciding, right? They are very much powerful. So in such cases, we might have sometimes look for the different alternative suppliers. If there are, right? Likewise, we need to analyze all these actors if we need to perform well in the marketplace, right? So these are the actors that I discussed: the company, suppliers, intermediaries, competitors, publics, and customers. Right? I'll be discussing these one by one. The first one, the company. The company itself is something that we need to analyze. Company itself, right? So in any company, there can be different divisions. Like marketing division, there can be different divisions. The different departments, human resource, IT department, accounting, finance, research and development, then our purchasing divisions, operating divisions, top management. There can be different divisions, right, which are affecting for our operations, right? So sometimes the decisions made by these different divisions might be affecting for our marketing function. Right? Let's say as an example, the top management decides to cut down the allocation that they give for the market. Right? Let's say due to their less revenue or less profit, the top management decides to cut down the money that they allocate for the marketing budgets. Right? So in such cases, we might have to manage with our limited funds that we are getting for our marketing functions. Right? So we might have to be alert. Sometimes what we did last year may not be possible to do in this year. We have to do marketing functions. Samara kita kalkulan dengan duluan, apa namanya budget kita. Right? So we have to be very much careful of those. And let's say the finance division, right? So since you are from finance division, you might be knowing how these finance decisions are affecting for the marketing functions. Sometimes when it comes to costing and everything, when it comes to like pricing the products that the companies are selling, right? You might be doing certain changes, so it might lead to sometimes increase of the prices of our products. Right? In such cases, we might have to do different strategies, or else we might have to set different strategies to sell our products in the research and development divisions. So that is again very much important for our marketing function, because they are the ones who are like responsible for finding new insights about the market. This is research and development division finds let's say something about the new competitors in the marketplace, right? So in such situations, the marketing division might have to do different marketing programs sometimes different communication programs, different promotional efforts they might have to take in order to win the competition in the marketplace. Right? And this research and development divisions again might be following, might be finding the changes that consumers are looking for from our product. Right? Let's say the consumers' preferences are changing. This research and development division is coming up with this new finding. So in such cases, we might have to change our product based on the customer's preferences. Otherwise, we may not be able to successful in the marketplace. Right? So that this the company perspective or the company itself is providing the so many information for us to do, for us to decide what we should do, or else what are the changes that we should do for our marketing. Right? So that is why we should analyze this environment, this company as one of the important factors which leads or which affects for us to maintain good relationships with our customers. Right? Then the same thing is applied for the purchasing, operation, accounting, or for any division that we are dealing in our company. When you want to division, you have decision become marketing function, operations significantly per month. Right? Anything you would like to ask? Anything you need to get verified? Yes. And in this marketing environment, I want to tell you, by analyzing our internal environment, right? By analyzing our internal environment, we can basically find out our strengths and weaknesses, right? When we are analyzing our internal environment, then we know what we are capable of and what we are lacking, right? So it's analyzing this internal environment will always provide our strengths and our weaknesses. Then if we have strengths, we should make sure to improve our strengths. And if we have these weaknesses, we should take necessary actions to overcome our weaknesses. Let's say we find that our marketing staff or else our sales staff is not competent enough to sell our product. So that is the one weakness we find out. So if we find such weaknesses, we should take necessary actions, maybe giving proper training for them. Or else we might have to, let's say, give them different targets, right? Different training programs, different motivation programs, right? We might have to. And when we are analyzing our external environment, again we can get two benefits. One thing is we can identify the opportunities as well as the threats. Right? When we analyze this external environment, we can find out the different opportunities available in the marketplace. Right? As well as we can find out different threats. And these threats, right? To avoid these threats, we can use our strengths. Right? To avoid these threats, we can use our strengths. Then the next factor in this micro environment, that is suppliers. Right? The suppliers are the ones who provide raw materials for us to produce the products or the goods that we are producing. Right? And this always is very much important for us to provide a better value for our customers, because based on the quality of the raw material that they are providing, it will decide whether we can provide a better product or not for our customers. So then we always should have a better relationship with these suppliers, and we should be alert about these suppliers. Right? Suppliers will be the otherwise, we never know what will happen to our find out. Right? If you are really depending on these suppliers, right? Let's say within our company we get no raw materials, right? We get all the raw materials from our suppliers, right? In such cases, we have to be very much careful whether we are giving the quality of suppliers, quality raw materials, and whether we are getting those raw materials for reasonable prices. Because if it is very much high price, the final output, the price of final output also will be going up, and it will lead for us to experience less sales, right? Less sales compared to our competitors. So that we have to be very much careful about what our suppliers are doing, right? Where they are getting those raw materials from, right? And if we are getting unique raw materials from our supplier, and if the same supplier is providing the same raw material to one of our competitors, right, that also has to be carefully managed, right? After the raw material level, a quality came into the competitors of the then we might have to look whether the same prices are available, right? Whether they are providing the same quantities, right? That everything has to be acquired or has to be known by our organization. Right? Suppliers are on the currently, suppliers are raw materials can be going there, suppliers are raw materials they are in the finish one, that everything we have to look for. Right? Let's say as an example, this key supermarket. Key super, a simple example, right? So they have so many suppliers. They are getting the finished product, the final output, right? Maybe from Unilever, maybe from AMAS, or maybe from CBL, management, from different companies, right? So they are their suppliers. So the key super might have like see the different discounts that they can get from those giant players in the market or from those giant suppliers in the market, right? And maybe different kinds of alternatives they can take and the profit margin that they can maintain, everything they have to maintain. Then only they can do something better for the customers. Otherwise, it won't be easy for them to do, for them to deliver a better value for the customers. This is too much. No, this is our key and the market. They are coming. You feel sleepy, if you have excess in the morning, we have excess tomorrow as well. Already, you have one, two, two lectures. Three lectures, you have tomorrow. Today, you have one. Three times of tomorrow. Then intermediaries, like intermediaries. Intermediaries are the firms that help the company to promote, sell, and distribute its goods to final buyers. Maybe supermarket, these retailers, resellers, grocery outlets, even these boutiques at your village could be an intermediary. Right? So these intermediaries are also playing a better role in terms of delivering a value to the customers. Let's say you deliver products, right? So we can go to Unilever company and buy the products we want. Rather, we go to Eels to buy what is produced by Unilever. Same thing is applied for the AMAS or any company, right? They don't have their own selling points, right? And rather they are selling their products through these marketing intermediaries. So the companies, these main companies like Unilever, AMAS or any companies, management, CBL, right? Any player needs to maintain a better relationship with these intermediaries as well. Because if intermediaries are not performing well or else are not dealing with the customers well, which means these intermediaries will not be able to provide a better value for the customers. And let's say they are going to buy the sunlight, right? We are not going to live to buy that sunlight, and we might be going to this one of the retailers in your village. Let's say you are going to a supermarket to buy this sunlight, right? Then you see the sunlight is damaged, right? So that was unfair damage. So in such cases, you might be making complaints to your supermarkets. Sometimes that damage may be due to a mismanagement of your supermarket, right? But the producer has to see whether these intermediaries are delivering their products properly for the customers. Otherwise, the customers will think that this is how sunlight is now, but this is how their package is now. And it might lead customers not to buy the product they are. Right? So then we need to have this better relationships with these intermediaries. Sometimes we might have to give them different discounts, different rewards, right? Different benefits, right? Some additional items, right? We might have to give our intermediaries. Right? And the next thing is the competitors. Right? There is one major thing is microenvironment. Firms must gain strategic advantage by positioning their offerings strongly against competitors' offerings in the minds of consumers. We always should try to outperform our competitors in the marketplace. Right? We should try to perform better than our competitors. Right? So we might have to be alert about their prices, about their promotional campaigns, right? About different programs, loyalty programs that they are taking, right? To see whether they are doing something different compared to us. There can be some situations where the companies get together with competitors in doing some of the marketing activities. As an example, in this biscuit industry, we know this Melbourne and CBL, they are the major, the two dominant players in the market, while we have some of the other small players in the market. So when it comes to the pricing of some of the biscuits or some of the products, the two companies get together and decide the price level that they should maintain for the products. Let's say there is a chocolate cream biscuit, right? For the chocolate cream biscuit, they sometimes might be having agreements about the price levels that they should maintain. Right? So, in some cases, these competitors might be working together for some of the marketing activities that they are undertaking. But for some of the marketing activities, they might be doing those things separately. Right? And this general public, right? They are also very much significantly impacting for our overall functions. Let's say we are doing something wrong, right? This general public might be coming against us. There can be different societies, different groups of people, like different consumer groups, right, who are coming against us. Let's say we are destroying the environment, right? So they might definitely be making complaints against us. They might be like sharing different ideas or thoughts through their social media, right? So which will generate a negative word of mouth about our country. Right? So then we should try to maintain a good positive relationship with these general public as well. Hope you can remember what happened this one of the hotels located near the golf place near the Galle. I can remember the exact name of the hotel. Right? We had done something wrong and it was like really popular and people were like boycotting that hotel. I can remember the name of the hotel. Which means the general public came against that particular hotel or that particular business organization. Right? So then we have to be very much careful. We have to be like very much capable of managing this general public, even this media groups, right? Because they have a huge power. These media groups, they can spread anything within just a second for these for the other people. So we should maintain a healthy, better relationships, right, with our any people's groups. like financial publics, media publics, government, internal, citizen action publics, local publics, general publics, different people together, different groups of people. We should pay attention. Even within the society, there can be some unions, staff unions there, right? So we should maintain better relationship. When they are doing something, we should listen to them, right? If there is any concern raised by them, we should try to address those concerns as an organization. Otherwise, it won't be easy for us to retain or sustain in the marketplace. And finally, the customers. So what can I do for that? Ask whether it is now they cannot hear me or since the beginning they cannot. They are saying speak the mic. Because you are in the class, middle of the classroom. Okay. I hope now it will be okay. I could stand here since I am getting this light of the multimedia. Now check now, please. Right? So we can have different types of customers, right? Like the consumer market, business market, reseller market, government markets, and international markets. Right? The consumers are the people like us. We are getting for our core consumption, right? And the business market, let's say, is an electronic goods selling company are selling computers for a university, right? And university is purchasing those laptops or the computers to be used by the undergraduates or the students there, right? So business markets and reseller markets, even the government markets, there can be government organizations which purchase some of the products of the organizations and the international markets. And we have to be alert about all these market types because the different types of customers are there, right? Their behavior, how much they are purchasing, what they are expecting from us, right? Who are the competitors in these markets, right? We have to see all of those things. And so that is about the micro environment, right? That is about the micro environment. We discussed the customers, general public, suppliers, intermediaries, competitors, and the company. And for any organization, these could be the different actors in their micro environment. And these actors might be impacting their operations in different uh, sizes, right? Let's say the degree of impact of these micro actors might be different from one act to another. Right? Let's say how if you are like really depending on the raw materials or raw material suppliers, the impact of our suppliers might be significant, right? And if you are really depending on, let's say, our intermediaries, right? Then the impact of our intermediaries might be very much significant. And we might have to think seriously about our intermediaries, right? So how these different factors are affecting us can vary from one factor to another. So now we have a small activity to do. So we'll do this as a group, right? Let's say here we have 3, 7, 14 people we have. We can have 3 groups, two 5-member groups and one 4-member groups. The online people, they can try it alone, right? So you need to select a company, right? And you need to identify different micro-environmental actors in that selected company. And need to discuss among your group members how those different players or different actors are impacting for your operational practices or as for your organization. Is that clear to you? The activity that you need to do, you need to select a company and try to identify different micro-environmental actors related to your selected company and discuss how those actors are impacting to your marketing functions. Is it clear to you? So you can get groups and start working on this. I will give you 10 minutes maximum. 10 to 15 minutes. You go, no, for these people here, all come to the road, may I group you? I will group you. Okay. That's good. Then, YouTube is now. YouTube. Yes. You can do it here. And one, you complete. You also can join it. And you too can join these two. And you find can do or you can arrange the chairs in a way that you can have discussions. Like a OIT meeting on it, you can have discussions or anything. And let me know your content and let me know your content and your content before starting the session. If you go there, otherwise the students will not come. Because I know. Otherwise, if I am not talking, I know that you will like feel sleep and some will start sleeping, some will start sleeping. And let me know the content that you are going to talk about. Don't feel, don't just select one. If you are there, like maybe it's just select one experience. Otherwise, it won't be easy for you to find it. Okay. And don't use 10 people to find the answers, right? Because if you get anything for 10 people, you will get any answer. Then you cannot take kills, they were taken kills. If they were taken kills, you too cannot take harm kills after all, you cannot. So first come first serve basis will be applied like 5-4. 5-4 is again in the accounting line. Sorry? KFC. Okay. They do KFC, now you cannot take the pizza. Okay. The ask you what? I will give you 10 minutes, 10 to 15 maximum. You can do. Do not just try to name these sectors, just try to identify how these different sectors might impact your marketing function. Rather than just naming. No worries. You can do as you wish. You are all and make the presentation. All of you. How about you? Done? Done? Written? How about you? Finished? I'll give you another 5 minutes only. Right, okay, we can have the discussion now. Who is ready first? Any volunteer? Volunteer to? As a level, please. Yeah, please. Anyway, you will get the chance. So just take the first chance and do it and stay free. Okay, you can. Your group, anyway, your group. Anyone from your group. I don't know which one to make presentation. Anyone from your group. Now, don't be shy. I don't. Be backward. Come forward and do. So you can stay there. Okay, you can do it any way you want. If you want to get out of the chair, you can do this. In marketing management and in the other skills, this is not other skills. Now you can start your this event. Right. In the lesson analyzing the marketing environment, our group took KFC, which is one of the leading and most famous brand in Sri Lanka. And my part is, I took two parts. One is public, another one is marketing intermediates. Okay. So I'm going to elaborate firstly about public. Public are the people who are mainly give sales to every business. They are the last consumers. As for the KFC also, they give the sales to them. Is it for the public? Is it for the public? That is all about different groups of people. I told you. It's like a media group, Aboriginal publics, or maybe different communities. Yeah. Well, I'm very much concerned about what we are doing. If something not, they will come against it. Okay.
The thing KFC brand focus on the public is from the external environment is to satisfy them in each way, not to disappoint them in like they are very careful about not to disappoint them in any way or not getting a bad recognition among them against media, social media or general public influences. So they keep very careful about that, and they will resolve the problems if anyone complains or make a call or email them. And also they will try to touch each and every age group of the people. So they have the products for the childs to elders from like boneless, so they can the elders can eat like that. They have the products for the every age group, and also they closely watches the people about their trends and mindsets, so they can introduce not like the same fried chicken from like 1990s. So they will introduce new things, mixing up other things, and like that they will for the general public which they like. They try to uh, supply through their brand. That's among the public. The second one is marketing intermediates. KFC brand mostly uses their own outlets inside and outside their premises to promote their brand in posters or digital things. And they appoint a marketing agency or they have a separate marketing office for each and every country to promote them in the internet and other social media platforms. And also they will collaborate with banks, credit card, credit card companies and banks debit cards to give offers through them, so that both the banks and uh, KFC brand also get sales and profit. That's all.
Okay, I will be commenting, right, once you present, soon after you present, then when it comes general public, yeah, okay, but that is not all about those end consumers. But you discuss mostly about end consumers. Right? That is about the groups of people who are concerned or who are alert on what we are doing. Like media, like these environmental protection groups, right, or there's these any other social groups who are concerned about what we are doing to the society or what we are doing to the environment, what we are doing to other communities, right? That is coming under general public. And it's not just marketing intermediaries, that is all about the players who are connecting our company and the customers. Intermediaries means in Singham we call them Matramedi. Like what is produced by Unilever is being sold to us through Kiels. Then Kiels becomes an intermediate. You got my point? So here, just know that we can do some of the marketing activities, that's fine. Through these intermediaries also we can do marketing activities. Then your bank example, that's fine. And other than you should have some of these like maybe more like this delivery people. This pick me over, those intermediaries, they are KFC links in consumers through this Uber pick me people. Right? You could have discussed those things under this intermediary. Right? So how those intermediaries are, how fast they are delivering their products will affect the customer satisfaction. Right? And how well they are talking to customers will affect the customer satisfaction. Right? Okay. Then others, this is okay. Do they have massive varieties compared to other two computers you mentioned? Or are they selling the same kind of things? Okay. Sorry?
Things from the competitors can have high demand from the high demand from the target market.
Then better you could discuss like about different marketing activities done by the KFC and other people, right? And the prices I think more towards same, like more towards same but the exact prices and the quality and the space of the outlets, right? And the quality of the employees they have. There can be some differences among those factors when it comes to different competitors they have. As well as there can be some competitors who have touched the local flavor, like in McDonald's they had that McRice or something. They had now you don't have McDonald's anymore in the country. They had a McRice or McFried or something in the country Sri Lanka. And your KFC also they have, but I don't know who came first. We could have discussed those things like when competitors are like touching the local flavor, KFC is also trying to touch this local flavor, like to attract more local customers, like to satisfy these local customers' needs and wants. Right. Okay, the next. Okay.
Okay, three main raw materials chicken. Chicken suppliers when you consider mainly quality of the raw materials like chicken for the final product. In addition to the cost of the raw material suppliers because the final delivery price depend on the raw material cost. Um, in addition to when you continuously use the same supplier, they can do encouragement to prepare the marketplace to suppliers
Do they have their own suppliers? Which means by KFC itself, are they getting this chicken or are they like having any outside to get chicken? Any idea? Is it? What did you just guess?
So I heard about like some specific farms are supplying.
Okay, if it is, that's fine. Like, better to have like those understandings. And let's say when it comes to Kotmale, in Srilanka, there is Kotmale here, they have own farms. They have. Also, they get from other people, but still they have their own farms to get what they want, to get milk as a raw material, right? Or as an ingredient that they are using for their final products, right? Okay, next.
I'm talking about the system.
Okay.
So in my environment, KFC is using many marketing strategies on customers. So in digital and social media platform is very famous in these days. Uh, they are posting every weekend. There are many buy one get one free offers and there is any kids days. They will encourage people to come and visit KFC. And talking about the product, there are different forms like there are biryani with chicken and there are, they have introduced new pizza like pizza. They have, so like that they have variation of foods. And also um, they have the ordering convenient apps and websites among the people so they can easily make their orders and come and get over dining. And also they have very good customer service among the when customer came into the uh, in the outlet, they will open the door and say like greeting everybody, and they have also improved packaging food packaging. Like, they are using cardboard boxes, paper cups, and like that. So some people are very
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
is environmental friendly, so people are very, some people are very like that. And
Right, okay. Thank you. That's okay, that's fine. And we could have covered like the major consumer markets. You don't have business market, government market. They have consumer market, international market, that's it. Because KFC from the original company, like they are following some standardizations and they are trying to adopt some of the regional differences as well with some of the flavors, especially focusing on where they are operating. Right? They have consumer markets, international markets, whatever. Right? Okay, you go, yes, please.
So, here's supermarkets. And when it comes to supermarkets, there are so many categories in Sri Lanka, like car wheels and spas. And Keels is, we choose Keels because it has its own uniqueness. And I'm going to talk about Keels suppliers and customers. And Keels suppliers, when it comes to Keels suppliers, they got always quality suppliers. And like as example, I have heard about they only selling as a specific potato category. They only selling value potato. That's the best potato in Sri Lanka. And just like that, they are always trying to sell quality product, trying to get quality supplies from the suppliers, and the price quality of raw materials is very consistent today. So that is the supply part, and the customers is the another main part. When Kilos first came, we all noticed one thing. They always they are building left with lot of space in front of parking. When in supermarkets, we need lot of parking spots. So I think Kilos achieved better than other car dealers and spas. I mean, first place. After that, they also compete with them. But the first place, they could have achieved parking and customer caring, so something like that.
Okay, next. That's okay, that's fine. And this, try to understand this one, let's say like the key is, so in one case, when we consider keys, they may have different suppliers. Let's say these the potato people and even today can be the supplier for those. But when it is considered usually keys can be an intermediate for them, right? So how we are analyzing or is the business that we are analyzing, based on the business that we are analyzing, the role they play can change. Right? In one context, the keys might be an intermediate. In one context, keys can be the whole organization that we are talking about. Right? Okay, next.
I'm going to talk about the company as
Okay.
so keys. There are not supermarkets like Cargill's, last supermarkets. Right? When the company that introduce a new innovation or new trend, keys to also should adopt that, and they also should do that.
And what are such changes like? Any idea like which keys?
Self-service, like they can collect their products and they can scan the bar and pay.
No, I'm asking like anything that keys have started to do, it started to do after one of their competitors, after one of their competitors started to do. Competitors in India, it was a India. Anything? Keys. Others, you know? Sorry?
Keys, fruits, they products they need.
Keys food.
That's it.
First came the car wheels,
Yeah. First name Carpet Skills Food. This restaurant concept.
restaurant concept, car wheels, other with guest type foods. Yes. So in this case, after that, he is also he starts the bakery items.
How about this one? Is it?
The own products also, the car is how they introduce their own product.
Yes, that's also correct. How about this one? Is now the keys they have like not only these FMCG items, they have other like let's say kitchen equipment and electric small items are there. So it was first started I guess by Amigo, right? Marcos Crusaders, like they came up with the everything under one roof concept, right? So later, actually, these keys, even the car keys, started focusing about selling those products. Right? It is something they captured from their competitors. Okay, go ahead.
That's about one product.
Okay.
And the public, if you take the public, the government rules public, they should follow the government rules.
Yes. And they must follow these pricing
Pricing
policies,
policies and products.
maximum minimum prices.
And taxes.
Sorry?
Taxes,
Taxes. Yes, that we were going this.
And equipment ban, packaging also.
Yes. Our reporting
Everything
ban
that there.
is
Ban over in public trust.
how is it? Ban loyalty and what the other? Public trust for what are those? How is it related to so?
Yeah. Their own lower students,
So,
their own access lower.
okay.
By that.
There is more towards about considering about these customers. Right? Not about general public or public roads. Zero. Next, please. So just explain your ideas. Don't worry us. Don't take things from anywhere else. Just explain your ideas. Generally, you will remember this. Otherwise, you will never remember because AI or anything will only with you in the exam.
I'm talking about the company. So when it comes to skills, it's important about the marketing budget and the new management plans and new marketing strategies. And also, like that, they started producing Kiehl's products, their own products. So it's coming under the company. Then intermediaries. Uh, Regarding that, they are collaborating advertising firms to advertise their products and promotions, and then they are engaging with e-commerce platforms as well as new technology. Mm, then also ensure the products are transported efficiently regarding that.
Your group is please.
We are going to discuss about the group of hospitals.
Adi Hospital.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe as a hospital, we are providing healthcare services, covering all the surgeries, OPD channels, consultation services, and that deliver that kind of services we are providing.
Okay.
Suppliers, that this is hospital sector,
Yes.
that they have a requirement of that drugs items, surgical items. Also, we have some kitchen we are providing meals to our patients, and so we need to maintain the kitchen And also we have a housekeeping sector, and we have separate maintenance stores, and we are providing maintenance items and all relating to the maintenance services to the premises of the hospital. And drugs and surgical, there are suppliers. For example, Sunshine Holdings, Themas and all that. And kitchen items, culture, that kind of suppliers we have, and that all the based on the supplier prices and all, it based on the supplier prices, that hospital charges will be different. Uh, Also, mainly ask you to expect to provide a quality of high quality of the services with up-to-date technology. For example, that if you consider arts and surgical, they are mainly they have a separate cancer unit, that is AMO unit, that they are using up-to-date medical treatment for cancer patients. Uh, so based on that, they have an international supply also. And for example, surgical hospital, they have a basically a lot of surgical itemized suppliers. That other than medical hospital, they have mostly they are specialized on baby delivery and all. So they have a separate supplier group, and that is about the suppliers, and also the other one is intermediaries. We can consider only intermediaries as a, we have a separate laboratories in the in country within the areas. We have laboratories and we have separate agent laboratories, that all laboratories plus separate agent laboratories. Those are the companies that we can consider.
Okay, that's great. Next.
I am going to among the computers. In all of the Lanka hospital highways are the main size pointers of the hospital services. Uh, Main thing is in impact with these services. First one is pricing. Pricing method is directly impact to their income. Also, quality of the services also impact to their business area and their business income. Also, specialized doctors and other staff also impact their income. Also, there are some extremely specialized some fields. As example, asking hospital and mainly they focus to the population. Those are the previous infection.
Many processes are the generation.
Is it all? Then how about doctors? They have to become some case micro actors, they are doctors now. You discuss about this, we have so we have operation theatre and yoga, so we have like more we have online classes and everything. But okay, I saw like one common mistake that's fine since we have discussed so far. You had identified only your direct competitors when it comes to competition. Let's take this appeals, you said appeals like you identified only the car wheels, Apicola, Spa as your competitors. But how about the other retailers, other resellers, so other these small grocery outlets? Right? They also like to be your competitors. Even in your case, not only these are but everything you about for those competitors, but these small students, hotels, these bakery outlets could be your competitors. You can sell not only kinds of the government small this dispensaries also could be your company. Right? Okay, that's fine. Then we'll have a short break for about 10 minutes. Right? It is now on time. Okay, you can come by 5. Kind of, yeah. We go to the next part. If it is difficult, we can switch off. No worries. Is there anyone here who does not work at an organization? Does everyone work somewhere? Anyone who does not work in an organization? Yeah. Anyone who has their own business? I'm just asking, not for taxing. Anyone who has their own business? Sorry? Okay. You can see it. Where do you work? No, where do you work? I think all of you are working in a different CC. Where do you work? I felt it when you explained it in the most part, but you forgot of that. Okay, then next part. Now we finish the micro environment, right? So keep in your mind that the micro environment, we have the actors. They are the ones who are close to the organization. Customers, suppliers, competitors, intermediaries, they are very much close to the organization. Then in the next part, we are discussing about this macro environment process. So a change of these macro environmental forces can affect any of the actors in the micro environment, right? Which means the change of this macro environment can directly affect the micro environment. It could be one actor or all the actors in the micro environment, right? But the changes in the micro environment will not affect these macro environment, right? Which means the macro environment is the broader perspective, right? So the macro environment consists of the larger societal forces that affect the micro environment, which I told you. So the things like demographic, economic, natural, technological, political, and cultural forces. The large, the significant, the societal changes are discussed under this macro environment. Right. So I will be discussing this one by one. These are the forces we have: the demographic, economic, natural, technological, political, and cultural. Right. The demographic environment. So this is the study of human population in terms of size, density, location, age, gender, race, occupation, comment based on religion, based on the income, right? That is all about discussing the changes happening among the population, right? Just the changes happening among the population will impact our business as well as our companies, right? And even for the supplies, it might affect sometimes, right? So this is very much important, right? And this is something which we can. This is an area where we can find some of the trends or some of the areas that we need to focus about when we are doing our marketing activities, right? So if I'm asking from you, can you please name a few demographic trends that we can see as a country in Sri Lanka? What are the demographic trends that we can see? Which means the changes happening among the population. What are those? What are those? Anything? Changes happening in the population in the country. Yes. We can see no change. Is it? We cannot see any change.
Corruption-free mindset after a new president.
Okay. But that is not like, does it come on the size, density, location, age? There is something like a change of mindset of people. That's okay. There is like something related to this demographic environment. And I'm asking any demographic change which create marketing opportunity for the business firms or for the organizations. Digitalization is coming as a demographic environment. Yes, so that people are getting used to this technology. How about, I can tell you one thing. Now the birth rate is decreasing in the country. Isn't it? Now our birth rate is decreasing. That is demographic trend, which means our whole population is going to reduce in the future in the country. Likewise, what are the trends we have in the country now? And we should identify those things if we need to come up with good solutions for the customers. Then only we can succeed in the marketplace. Yes. Rather than death rate, that is about the aging population. We can stop people dying. As a country, the people in the country are dying so fast, or like due to any reason, it could be a trend, right? One trend would be the aging population is going up, isn't it? Like of aging population, we are quite big now. And what else? What are the other trends that we have? Likewise, like this demographic environment. Unemployment. Yes, unemployment could be. Right? And even this, when it comes to population, in the past we are like more towards the male dominant population. But now we have the female dominant population. The women population is going up, and the women workforce is going up or going down. No, it's going up. Women workforce. Now, like the men are not working. One thing would be these men or the males are not studying or not learning. Just after they all levels or A-level, they just go to find a job. They may be sometimes hiring tuk-tuk, or they may be doing like a normal or older level of jobs. Right? They are not earning compared to the past. Now it is females are the ones who are doing some white collar jobs now, good jobs. They are the ones who are managing their families, right, in the country now. We can still have some people like still have the males are working, but the trend is like changing. The women are more toward working and male are more toward not working or not getting good jobs, or well-paid jobs. They are not getting. Right? Those could be some of the demographic trends that we have as a country in Sri Lanka. So, what are the marketing opportunities which these trends create? That is what we need to understand. What are the marketing opportunities which these demographic trends are creating for the businesses to capitalize? Let's take away aging population is going on. Then what are the marketing opportunities that we can have from that trend? Sorry? No, aging population is going up. Yes. Health insurance. Yes, health insurance services. And how about like now elderly care centers? Now it is not something new our culture. And now people are looking for paid elderly care centers. But it's going to be a good business opportunity for our country. Now people are not reluctant to send their parents for a well-paid or as well or as carefully look after elderly care center. As long as that center is providing a better service for their parents. So it would be a nice opportunity. If we can have, now still, we already have some good elderly care centers where we can pay and send our parents and they will nicely be looking after. Right? But there can be like many opportunities for such businesses. Right? Since our aging population is going up. Right? Any other like opportunity that we can have with some of the trends we have discussed now? Yes, pension plans, that's also fine. Introducing some new pension plans, maybe on insurance schemes or anything.
Medical checkups.
Okay, yes. Now that is all about aging population. So for the other trends that we have discussed, what are the good marketing opportunities we have? Yes. Let's take our women workforce is going up. Then what are the marketing opportunities that we can have? Sorry? Yes, obviously daycare centers. Now compared to the past, there's huge demand for these daycare centers. Right? But yes.
Homemates.
So,
Homemates, if women work, so their houses need to be maintained.
okay, now. What's your point? What's your point?
Homemates.
Homemates. You mean servants?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Okay. What's your point? Yes, instant food. And now people don't have enough time to prepare their food using all those ingredients, all those spices. They don't have enough time. So they might be looking for some instant solutions to have their foods. What was your point? Yes, the trend towards this online shopping because they will not have enough time to go to supermarket or to go to these textile shops, right? If it is very much necessary, they might be going physically. Otherwise, they may not have enough time. Right? And even the demand for these cosmetics, right? Since they are like now, those days when female were not working, they focused about those salons and everything only when they were going for a wedding or special function. But now maybe like twice or more than twice a month, they might be going for a salon, maybe to get makeups or cleanups or anything. Right. So that is how these demographic trends can create marketing opportunities for the businesses. Right. And sometimes the demand for the instant food, like you mentioned, and if it is a healthy instant food, there would be huge demand compared to just instant food. Right? Healthy instant food, we might have a nice or huge demand for those products. Since people are very much careful about their health now compared to the past. Now this young generation now very much concerned about their health, their body, right? Their lifestyle, right? So though they are very much busy, if there is such opportunity, they will definitely be going for that solution in the marketplace, right? So that is how you need to discuss these macro environmental process. Let's say at the exam you are asked to come up with different trends in a particular macro environment force, right? Then you need to write down relevant forces, relevant trends, and you need to come up with marketing objectives that these trends have created, right? So are you clear with this demographic environment? So let's say if it is uh, let's say if it is a food or restaurant, right? They might have looked for instant food sometimes, or else instant healthy food, right? Where people can consume easily. Since when they are busy, when customers get busy, right? They may not have enough time to prepare their own foods. Right? And the next one, right? This is something we have discussed, right? Age pyramid, like our aging population is going up. And this, the final one, right, is trips to India. So many Buddhists, right, they are very much focused on going to India to worship some of the religious places. Since our aging population is going up, it could also be a good market opportunity that we can promote, especially for the Buddhist people. And the next one is the economic environment, right? So that was all about demographic environment. Now the next one is the economic environment. The economic environment consists of factors that affect consumer purchasing power and spending patterns, right? So changes in this economic environment might directly affect for the purchasing power of the consumers and their spending patterns. And there are few variables coming under this economic environment like inflation, income distribution, unemployment, savings, interest rates, type of economy, spending patterns. Different things are there, right? The changes of these things might be affecting to our income or is our spending patterns. Let's say this inflation is going up, right? Then our spending patterns or is how much we can spend towards the foods might go down, right? And if our unemployment rate is going up as a country, then people will have less money. People will not have sufficient income to spend their day-to-day life, right? So that is how this economic environment might impact us, as well as this economic environment might impact all the businesses. If the inflation is going up, the raw material prices might go up. and they might have to change. They might have to change the prices of their products. I will tell you one example. This is again related to biscuit industry. Hope you all have consumed that chocolate biscuit coming from Melbourne and Munchie, right? It was one of my favorites. In that small packet, I can still remember they have I think 9 biscuits in the packet, right? That's a chocolate biscuit, right? So the prices of that biscuit packet went like significantly up during that economic crisis. It was around 90 or 100 before the crisis, and it went I think more than 200 during the crisis period. But people did not people rejected the product due to the high price of the biscuit packet, right? Because the companies also had no option apart from increasing the price of the biscuit packet, right? So later, they understood that people are not buying their products, right? Their chocolate biscuit packet, which was significantly performing in the market. Then what the company did was they just reduced the size of the packet, right? They just reduced maybe the number of biscuits in the packets and introduced something new to the market with around 150 or something with this number of biscuits to the market, right? That is how they used or as they had to change their marketing opportunities, marketing practices during the economic crisis period because people, though they were very much like, or people were very much like those biscuit packets due to the high prices of the packet, they did not consider buying those biscuits, right? So that way, the companies might have to change their marketing practices. The same thing was done for the trade packet also, I guess. Now we can see small biscuit packets, right? Because those days it was like even the average size of packet was around 100 rupees, right? But during the economic crisis, the prices went up, and later what they did was they just reduced the size of the packet and reduced the number of biscuits there and introduced something new to the marketplace, right? That is mainly because of this inflation conditions that we had in the country, right? So any business might affect these changes of these economic variables, interest rates, everything can change the business's practices. Then the next one is the natural environment. The natural environment is the physical environment and the natural resources that are needed as inputs by marketers or that are affected by marketing activities. And we have both the natural resources that we need to do our business as well as the natural resources which might be affected by our marketing activities, right? What are the trends in this natural environment now? What are the different trends in the natural environment? Trends in natural environment. Yes, like we discussed for the demographic trends. What are the trends in natural environment? Can you see any trend? I don't know. Yes, any trend in this natural environment?
One thing, cleaning campaigns. Cleaning campaigns, sea, river, cleaning campaigns.
Okay,
Eco-friendly?
items.
Yes, eco-friendly. Can you elaborate your answer first?
Yeah, the NGOs and other people gather some volunteers and clean
Okay,
beaches
okay.
and canals.
Okay, that's quite interesting. Yes, that's correct. Then it's correct. Then eco packages, eco labeling, or like environmental practices coming from the organizations is a good trend that we have now. Now more than the past, now we have so many organizations which are very much concerned about this environment, or as environmental protection. They are trying to do something to this society, something to this environment. Always they are trying to do something to this environment. Right? Maybe due to some of the legal restrictions, right? There can be different reasons, or maybe due to the social pressure that they are getting, maybe due to the competitors' pressure that they are getting, right? The businesses are doing something to the environment. Then the next one is technological environment. The technological environment is perhaps the most dramatic force now shaping our destiny or shaping our business. Right? That is changing AI day by day, right? Especially this AI things and technology, like is significantly changing our business practices, right? So it includes forces that create new technologies, creating new product and market opportunities, right? And this might really create good market opportunities, like that taxi example that I told you, right? That is mainly because of the technology. Even without owning any vehicle, we still can have a taxi service company, right? Those vehicles are not owned by people, but still they have the taxi service providing company, right? And I will show you on video related to this technology environment how Amazon have adopted this technology for their practices. I hope you might have seen this sometimes.
Say hello to Echo Dot, a compact speaker that's controlled by your voice and Alexa. It's got a new look and a new
Alexa.
speaker with improved sound. It's designed to fit almost anywhere, like your bedroom, the kitchen, or your desk, and can play all your favorite music from all your favorite places. Alexa, play music for studying. Here's a station you might like. Alexa, start my day. With Alexa routines, it's easy to turn on the lights, turn up the heat, and more with a single command. Alexa can also check your schedule, get you caught up, and keep dinner on track. Alexa, set a pasta timer for 12 minutes. Pasta timer for 12 minutes, starting now. Best of all, Echo Dot and Alexa are always getting smarter and adding new features and skills. Echo Dot from Amazon.
Everything that we do in our home, we can get done through this device. We just need to give them a device and they will do what we want. That is interconnected with all the devices that we have in our home, and we can get everything done. Just a voice message is required. To that level, this this technology has improved a lot. This has changed all the business practices that we have now. Now this is education. This education has totally changed. There are some universities which does not operate physically. They do everything online now. That is thanks to this COVID-19 and Zoom, right? Everything is done through online, right? And they sometimes students have never been to their university physically, and they haven't met their teachers or their friends physically. And there can be some negative aspects as well, but still it has created so many business opportunities. It has created so many business opportunities. So the next one is the political and legal environment. Right? The political and legal environment. The political environment consists of laws, government agencies, and pressure groups that influence and limit various organizations and individuals in the given society. Right? So they create some of the restrictions. They implement laws for the betterment of some society or for the betterment of everyone in the society. Maybe for the betterment of competitors, community. Right? These parties create or implement some of the laws, right? So what are the recently imposed laws in Sri Lanka, which directly affected for the businesses? What are the recently imposed laws? which directly affected for the businesses existing or operating in the country. What else? Recently we had one very recent paying tax. It was there. It came to discussions, and that is because the level of charging or as level of applying the tax came down. It came to like 100,000, and now it has gone up to 150,000, 150 since from April 1st onwards, I guess. Is it? From April 1st onwards, that is 150. That is not a huge amount, and it has to be more than that. Sorry? Motor vehicle import, yeah, temporarily, like, we don't import vehicles. How about the government? Sorry? 5%, okay. You know that everything, right? Tax rate, everything on the percentages. I'm asking like these marketing practices. How about the government banned or as government restricted using children below 18 or 15 for their additionals after 1st of January? January following the first day. That is 15 or 18. In the kids, like kids category. That is either 12, 15 or 18. Right. So government restricted using kids for promoting products. Right? Now after January 1st, we cannot use kids for our advertisements. Right? And the polythene ban we had, I think, 4 years ago, I guess. Like 4 years ago. That if it is a polythene, there is a specific requirement that all the businesses need to adhere. Right? It has to be reusable, right? After that point, actually now new types of polythene bags have come to the market, and after that point, actually now even the supermarkets are promoting us to bring our own bag, right? And now there are people who go to supermarket, maybe Joe's or practicing, when they need to get fish or meat items, they go there with maybe something which they can carry their meat items. Maybe they go there with a basket or something, right? You have their meat items rather than just taking them in a shopping bag or as in a polythene bag, right? They bring a container to take whatever things they want. The consumers also have changed. As individuals, they also have changed. While businesses are changing, the people or individuals have also changed in terms of their behavior. That is because many of these legal environment. Right? Anything else? Anything new that we have apart from this VAT, tax, imports, anything else? Even in your field, that's fine, please let me know. If it is applicable to all the businesses, we can still discuss. Increase of VAT percentage, changes in the tax system, what else? Polythene ban, what else? Any laws or any legal related things that we can see in the market? Those might affect for all the businesses, all the suppliers, all the intermediaries, all the customers. This might affect everyone. Something else? Come on, everything. Any changes for your standards or something? Which has like totally changed the overall business processes. Anything? Any changes to another area? In accounting, or in finance, in standards, In case, you have a case of something, a case, is it a case of?
It is inside.
A case of. Right. Then we discussed these macro environmental forces: demographic, economic, natural, technological, political. Sorry, we did not discuss the cultural part. You see, certainly, yeah, in the slide. So the cultural part is missing, but I will be explaining it. Cultural part. This is very much important. The cultural part. So again, the changes in cultural things might affect for all the businesses operating in a particular society or in a particular country. I will explain this using one example. When McDonald's initially came to India, I don't know whether I shared this story with you. So when McDonald's came to India for the first time, they had no idea of the Indian culture, right? So they introduced the usual beef burger item that they had, that they were like famous for, to the Indian market as well. So what happened was in India, it was totally rejected by that time when McDonald's was introducing that beef burger to the Indian market. The reason was the Indians did not consume the beef since they were like considering or rating the cow as a god, right? So they did not consume or they did not accept the beef burger in Indian market. So that what McDonald's did was, after it was rejected by Indian markets, they introduced the veggie burger only for the Indian market. And that is how the veggie burger story came into Indian market. And that is the power of the culture, that culture in any country. Even in Sri Lanka, some of the businesses have changed their operations or their practices by adhering to the culture in our country. That is why now we have the KFC or the other places, we have these fried rice or rice items. That is because the Sri Lankans are very much into consuming the rice as a main meal rather than going for the fast food. Because the Sri Lankans are not like consuming fast food for all the 3 meals. Sometimes either for breakfast or dinner or lunch, for one meal they might be consuming. Right? Otherwise, like, they don't feel that they have had something. If they do not take, if they do not have rice, they do not feel that they have had something. They have eaten something. If they need to feel that they have eaten something, they need to have rice as one of their meals. Right? That is why in Pizza Hut we had, I don't know whether it is currently existing, we had that seen some bowl flavor pizza. Right? That is mainly targeting the Sri Lankan taste or the Sri Lankan flavor. Right? Any other example which businesses have changed their practices or their operations based on Sri Lankan culture? Any example that you know? Related to any organization, any religion or any culture, any social characteristics, everything that you know, like these are changes, they are things, they are offerings because in the origin of Pizza Hut, they did not have that local flavor, that seen sambola flavored pizza. But to match with the Sri Lankan culture, they introduced it. Right? Anything? Yes. Anything? Yes. We will be discussing about this culture separately, but for this point, I need your answers. Yes. Sorry? Yes, of course. That is aligned to that culture, that religious requirements. Right? That group of people's requirements. Anything else? Anything else? I will tell you another example. This is actually again something I got from one of my students in an entrepreneur group, right? Uh, they were also like you, but our university undergraduates, right? So there I was teaching to entrepreneurs, like set up entrepreneurs, like the same thing was discussed by that time. Then one student shared his one of his own stories. So he was like manufacturing slippers, right? And he has a small company and he is selling slippers to the customers. So normally when we have these different functions in different areas, he goes and starts a temporary shop and tries to sell his slippers till the function is finished. Let's say that is the annual fair or something like. So he had been to Kapragama also. For that Kapragama, during that Kapragama fair time period. Right? And though he had experienced huge sales for his slippers in other areas, he had experienced less number of sales for his slippers in Kapragama area, right? And he's like selling it for a very like less price, right? Which people can bear. But he had experienced a less number of sales in Kapragama area, right? What would have been the reason for that? Any guesses? Any guesses? What would have been the reason for it? That is not something like uh, something related to the quality of the product, right? There is no fault with the product. That was all about the culture in that area. Any guesses? No, they were. They were. Yes. Any guesses? That was all about related to a logo that he had used, right? He had used the peacock as the logo of his slippers, right? So peacock is a vehicle used by the Kapragama god. So that the people in the Kapragama area is very much concerned about those things and they are very much respectful to those gods that they are like following. So that it had totally been rejected by the people in the day because they did not want to make those consumers or the general public in that area had felt like that is something that they are disrespecting to the Kataraka, right? That is how this culture can create. It might create opportunities as well as like negatives or the threats for our business. Sometimes we might totally have to change our business depending on the culture where we are, right? අපි ඉන්න කල්චර් එකකට අපේ business එක සමහරවිට completely or else totally we might have to change our business, right? Any example, another example from domain? Use this. There are so many things related to this culture. So many examples. Anything else related to this culture? Yes. Any business which has changed their practices due to these cultural things? I will show you another video, not now, when we are discussing about this culture further, but I will tell it now. China, when HSBC was like targeting this Chinese market, right? They touched that the prosperity in Chinese market, right? In Chinese market or in China, the number 8 means prosperity, right? That is how they believe it. The Chinese people believe that if it is something with number 8, it gives them the prosperity, right? So that HSBC entered or maintained the 8% of interest for savings that the Chinese people are doing with the HSBC. So it was a really successful campaign that HSBC did in Chinese market, in China. So that was their culture. According to their culture, the number 8 was accepted as something which brings them the prosperity. Right? So because of that, so HSBC got huge savings from the Chinese market, right? Because it addressed the cultural values in the Chinese market. Right? Okay. Then we discussed this all the forces. Now there are 3 ways of how we can respond to these marketing environment: uncontrollable, reactive, and proactive. Right? So the first one is uncontrollable, which means we have like nothing to do, right? There, what we can do is we can react and adapt to forces. In the end, sometimes we might not adapt, we might not change our practices according to the changes happening in the environment. Since we have like we are not under control, right? We can do nothing. What we can do is we can just wait and see what is happening. So based on what is happening, sometimes we might have to change our business practices. Let's say if it is a flood season, we have nothing to do. We don't stop raining, right? So we might have to wait and see what is happening, and based on that, we might have to do our business functions. The next one is proactive. Proactive means when we are like being alert about the environment, we can see the changes which could take place in the future in the environment where we operate. Right? We being proactive. Right? We can like feel that these changes would take place in the future in the environment where we operate. So in such cases, what we would do is we would like assume that these changes might happen, and it has to be based on like clear information, clear research, or clear details that businesses have gathered, and based on that we might do some of the changes before something negative happens to our business. Let's say we are running this education, we are running an educational institute, right? But we see that in the future, the people are very much moving into these technology-related programs, AI-related programs, and people are moving away from these traditional educational programs. So as an education institute, what we could do is we can just start some of the AI-related, technology-related, computer-related, different new programs targeting our new generations. Right? That is all about this proactive, being proactive. Then being reactive means watch and react to forces in the environment, which means we just watch till the change happens and later we respond. Right? Sometimes this reactive method might not generate sufficient results because when we react, when we are being reacted, other people or other competitors may have already captured or gathered the market. Because in the reactive situation, we are waiting till the changes are happening. Right? But though we are reactive, our competitors might be proactive for the same change. But in such cases, our competitors might have captured all these market opportunities and all the customers in the marketplace. So that the best thing that we can do is be proactive. But in some cases, we would be under uncontrollable situations where we cannot control anything. Here, what we can do is just wait and see what is happening, and based on that, we can address, we can decide what we should do under uncontrollable situations. So, these are the different ways of how we can respond to our marketing environment, being uncontrollable, proactive, or reactive. So, then you have a small activity, but we have discussed all of the few of these. You can what you need to do is you need to discuss possible marketing implications for the below environmental. We have to discuss this. We have discussed these. No, we haven't discussed any of these trends, right? you may please try to identify the different marketing opportunities or as different marketing implications which has created by these different environmental conditions or as by these different environmental threats. Just try to identify marketing implications like the growing aging population. Then we identify different marketing opportunities, right? The same thing you need to do for these five environmental conditions as well. Try to identify the marketing opportunities. Do not write these environmental conditions. I will give this handout. Just write down only the marketing implications for each of these conditions. What about the market implication for the first one? Increasing cities of population to urban areas. Any marketing opportunity? Yes, apartments and the sorry, yes, transportation facilities and or what is what we call this children farms and everything. Yeah, people can, yeah, the small kids can play, right? Then how about the growing Sri Lankan middle class?
Loan schemes, credit cards.
Yes, exactly. Now, actually, our middle class is growing, right? And they are like into like changing their lifestyle. And if they have consumed non-branded items, they might be focusing on branded items, right? So providing loans or maybe providing credit card facilities would be a good market opportunity for these middle class people. How about government endorsed bank? We discussed that one. Global tech-savvy consumers, tech-savvy consumers. What are the opportunities which it has created? Yes. Textile consumables. That is all about like practically is making the things online, like online shopping and online reservations. So,
Studies.
sorry?
Studies.
Yes. And society's orientation towards comfort to luxury lifestyle. What are the implications of this? The people are focused very much on comfortability or the comfort and the luxury lifestyles. So, yes, new types of hotels targeting these people, like new experience and some branded items, branded clothing would be a good opportunity, right? That is why now we have so many duplicate branded items selling places. That is mainly to cheat these people. The sales people are unaware, they might be going and grab those for lesser prices sometimes, and those will last only for a short period of time. That is mainly being like applied for these textiles or dresses. Right? You can see so many duplicate items. But yeah, the original branded items, right, in the market. Right, okay, so at the exam as well, I will not be giving you to define this macro environment, micro environment, technological, I will not be giving. So sometimes we will be getting the questions like identifying different trends related to this environmental factors or the causes and come up with marketing applications or the marketing opportunities which those trends have created, right? Those would be the types of questions we will be getting. Not the exact question I told you, but those would be the types of questions that you are getting at the exam as well. Okay, then with that we will wind up the session and we'll meet next week, right? Have a nice weekend.